The series starts with the real world as we know it, the one people think is real. But people don't really care if what they see is a dream or reality. There's another world waiting for them to close their eyes and get lost in their dreams. And the king of that dream world is the Sandman. Sandman has 7 siblings: dream, desire, despair, destruction, destiny, delight, and delirium. In the dream world, we see Sandman working through the night, taking care of things. The decision is actually made not on the side. Orange was created to scare bad people with nightmares and bring them back on the right path. But you broke the admin rules and were killing people in the waking world because you started enjoying their deaths. However, before leaving, if you go to the world, your strength there will weaken. Meanwhile, in the waking world, in 1916, we see Dr. John visiting Roderick. Roderick's son, Alex, brings Dr. John to his father, Roderick, where Dr. Johor's son Admin died last week in a shipwreck, and a while ago, one of the big bosses from the burgers, Randall, also passed away. Here, Dr. John gives Rodri a magical book called Grimina. After that, another doctor says that with the help of the metro written in this book, I can control the Moor, and we can bring our kids back to life. So, as soon as night falls, Roderick starts performing some kind of magical ritual with his people, and then some Brahmins begin chanting mantras while holding a metal vinegar and their bodies. Ka pours blood into a magical circle in front of him. In the end, Rod starts chanting some mantras in a magical circle, while Angel's wing floats in the air on its own. Then it suddenly catches fire. Just when Dream Korean is about to die, he starts weakening. Now, even though he doesn't want to, because of the ritual, he ends up inside the magical circle and faints there. Taking advantage of this, another sorcerer steals Ruby's helmet and her pouch of potions while Rod is busy stealing all those things from the assignment. It happens that from that moment, her milk seems to leak out through her clothes and drips outside. Leaving the sandwich there alone, they walk away. From the very next day, a strange illness starts affecting many people around the world. Some sick people fall into a deep sleep forever, while others just keep sleeping without waking up. Doctors call this illness sleeping sickness. A girl named Unity also falls victim to this disease and drifts into a deep sleep. On the same day, Koreans also meet Roderick. It's all about what you care for, like the king of dreams in the city who's a joyful being. And he's not the only joyful being. His family has other joyful beings too. By using things from the brothers and sisters of the Andaman, you can manipulate anyone and even reduce your own age. In the end, there's a warning. To take care of the Sandman, you need to build a glass cage around the magical circle. And always remember, if by any chance a person falls asleep in front of the assignment, then how will he get free by going into her dreams? The GCB was keeping an eye on those two, but the Koreans saw them and threw a stone to chase them away. Before leaving, the Korean gave 3 goons pills to keep them awake so that the guard watching the sandwich wouldn't fall asleep and do his job properly. He meets you and says that he wanted to share not with you, but with more, so he could bring his son Randall back to life. So, if you help me bring my son back to life or give me some magical powers, then I'll beat you up 1,000 times, but no one can match Sandman Rodri, which makes Rod angry, so he just leaves Sandman there and walks away. Years pass, and now Ring Assignment becomes a very rich man by using stolen stuff. Even after all these years, Rod often comes to meet Assignment and tries to take him away, but maybe I never responded to any of his attempts. Then one day, Alex tells the guards monitoring the helmet to take a little break. He kicks him out and then says if it were up to him, he would have beaten him to a pulp. But just then, Rorit shows up and overhears what Alex said. So, in anger, he drags Alex into the room. We see this while still looking for a chance to beat him up. But Jason, furious, grabs Alex, tells him to die, and then leaves. After a while, Veer sets fire to the room we're near, which causes the guard for this assignment to panic. He rushes to put out the fire, and Jason and I take advantage of the chaos. Sandman reaches near and tries to break the glass cage with his beak. But just then Alex arrives and shoots someone in front of Sandman. Seeing this, Sandman gets really emotional and tears start to fall from his eyes. In the next scene, we see a crying girlfriend who's angrily smashing things in her room. When Alex asks Ethel what's making her so mad, Ethel tells him that she's about to become Rodri's baby's mom but wants to drop the baby at 40. That same night, she grabs a sandwich, her helmet, and some cash from the safe and runs off. The next morning, when Rotary finds out about it, he goes to her and tells her about it, trying to tempt her by saying if she makes him immortal and gives him a ton of money, he'll get her out of there. But again, when Sandman doesn't answer Rowdy's calls, Burgers gets so mad he starts smashing a glass cage. When you stop Alex from doing that, a fight breaks out between the two, and Alex angrily says to Rowdy, he pushes her, making her cry as she slams into the cage, and that's how Rod dies on this very road. Separately, Admin steps forward to set Azad free, but the people of Rodri stop him from doing so. 9 months after this incident, AI gives birth to a child she names Dr. John. Many years pass after that, and Alex has grown old too. One day, when he's coming back from an assignment, a part of the magical circle on his wheelchair fades away. That very night, Admin's keep an eye on the guard. He keeps dozing off and drifting into dreams. You hand over the assignment there, and the guard, in a panic, starts shooting at the dream. But back in the real world, the glass cage holding the assignment breaks, setting it free. It then knocks out the guards nearby. After that, it goes to Alex and puts him into a deep, permanent sleep. Then it returns to its own world, where it meets Butt. Juice tells Andaman that since he's been away from his world for so many years, his world is slowly falling apart without him. He got stuck, and the people who used to work in his palace have also left this world and gone away. So now, when he looks at his world, it's completely ruined, and assignment feels sad. But the next time he says, I'll rebuild this world like it was before. And with that, all the people from Ville Mail come back. That's how this episode ends. He tries to fix me, but with his helmet Ruby, he can't do it. So he says, I need to get my stuff back from the Trevettis. You'll have to take the mother, but Lucy reminds in these assignments that you should ask your siblings for help because to get Trevetti's help, you'd have to give them a gift. And right now, you don't have any magical power to give them a gift. The assignment says I can't ask my siblings for help because they've known for years what Burgers did to me, but none of them tried to help. After this, you meet the two brothers on the side, Kay and Apple, and then the day ends. Hey brothers, some time ago I sent a dinosaur named Gregory who had powers like Jimside. So now, I'm asking you both to send Gregory back. But you both love the planet so much that you refuse to give him up. However, when I ask Gregory for help, he agrees and takes it upon himself, which restores people's magical powers. Meanwhile, it comes to meet me and tells me that Salman has become free and won't let you go because he stole his stuff, and the Korean guy asks about the things on the side. Ethan says he sent the rear bag and helmet and gave Ruby to her son, Dr. John. Because of Ruby, Dr. John became pretty rich, but one day he suddenly died. The Koreans don't believe in any ghost stories, so they try to attack the internet, but there was a defense in place, so the attack fails and they disappear from there. Meanwhile, you go into the world of your dreams for the assignment. Supna steals some toffees for Tridev and then says he gives them as gifts. In the video, Sentiment asks about any 3 things. Trivedi tells him that a girl named Tumharanam was sent, your helmet was given to NAR instead of Raksha Bandhan, and your ruby was given by a man to his son. After finding out, they go to meet Abhil for the assignment. Supna steals from the dream world and leaves a dialogue, Sir's egg, in front of their house. Now, when both brothers get the gift, when he gets it, he's really happy to give it. The dinosaur that hatches from those eggs is named Goldie. In the next scene, we see Ethel going to a high-security building to meet her son John, where she's been hiding Dr. John for many years. Meanwhile, on the other side, when Rate is heading to London to take the garden, Eugene asks him to bring her some milk. But Sandman refuses because last time, because of him, they almost died. So, like that, he ends up going to London. And when she called out to the Korean Mahadev, she said, "One day, you'll definitely get punished for what you did to your master." And that's where episode 2 ends. At the start of episode 3, we see a man who's reading the devil's book, trying to summon it to this earth. But the guy doesn't really know how to use the book properly, so he faints halfway through the ritual. Meanwhile, the one who was supposed to be summoned for this ritual, Na, arrives. When Na gets there, she senses a demonic power in the room. She tries to control whatever she sees, but while managing it, she closes the door of the room. Then she opens her eyes and realizes it was just a bad dream. After that, she meets her grandmother behind the church, who tells her that soon something will come to her head. But she ignores the warning, and just then, someone comes from the side and tries something. She thinks that person is just an ordinary human, so maybe I wait for her for a bit, then head inside the church. Once inside, I tell Coach about the fees. There's a princess from the royal family at the church who wants to marry her boyfriend, but she's under some kind of evil spell, so she wants the wedding to happen without any trouble. In return, she's ready to pay triple the usual fee. I agree to arrange the wedding, but right in the middle of it, the princess's boyfriend, he starts acting really weird as soon as he hears about it. Just watch what happens to his face. It's like the boyfriend of the princess dies, and everyone watching, including Niman, asks his name. Just then, someone comes into the church from the side. This guy isn't an ordinary person. He's actually Sandman, who's here to take his railway garden. After that, the girl tries to control Niman, but then he suddenly disappears. Then, someone from the side asks her about his bag of money, but she doesn't say anything. After buying that bundle, I never used it even once, and now I don't even remember where I put it. During this conversation, he spots a bird near the city temple, the one Lucy had sent to get help from the admin. He goes over to talk to it, and taking advantage of that, she quietly slips away. If you want to find her, I suggest we try to get her home address by visiting her dreams while she's asleep. That's the idea we're going with now. So, when Joe is asleep, she kind of slips into her own dreams and even reaches her house in them. Usually, in her dreams, some magical thing stops her from doing what she wants, and because of that, someone always ends up losing their life in the dream, which causes a lot of distance between them. As soon as Joe wakes up from the dream, she sees the Sandman at her house, who tells her that if she returns his pouch, he'll get rid of her bad dreams forever. From there, Joe starts searching for the pouch of sand in her house and finds some old pictures instead. The guy called Diker Assignment says that you used to be really happy before, which suddenly reminded me that a long time ago, she had brought her friend home with a package. So now, both of them head to Rachel's house, and on the way, the guy tells me that I was in a relationship before, so we used to hang out together. But one day, I left his house without telling him because everyone who stayed with me for too long ended up dying, which is why I always stay alone. When you both reach Rachel's house, he saw that her condition had gotten really bad, but because she was still alive, she hadn't died yet. Sandman then takes his bag from Rachel, and when Anna tells him to, he tries to help Rachel. But in the end, while dreaming, Rachel dies. Meanwhile, Ethel informs John that she has returned to the city to get her ruby and now plans to ruin everyone. However, the The doctor didn't believe what his main intern said at all because she had been lying to him since childhood. He had also hidden the fact that he had a girlfriend and that the man claiming to be his father was fake. But the doctor and others already knew the truth. Dr. John loved his main patient, Athel, very much and wanted to protect her no matter what. Athel felt that Ruby should be sent back, but Dr. John refused to do that. As she grew older, she became wiser but then died young. After that, Dr. John walked out of the abuse building, but once outside, he started shivering from the cold. So, Korinji gives a jacket to Dr. John there. Dr. John didn't know anything about them from the inside, but Korinji knew everything about Dr. John. In the next scene, when we see Jo, she's feeling really guilty because she was responsible for the crispy marks. But Simon, understanding her, tells her that she's a good girl and it's not her fault at all. Then he promises her that those bad dreams won't bother her anymore, which is what Jo was talking about back then. She goes to the place where, after he leaves, I decide to go to hell to get my helmet. He tells Element to inform them about it, but ignoring this time, he heads to hell. There, he first meets Heldud, who was guarding the doors of gambling hell. Sandman had actually come here without permission, but in hell, every person is considered a guest, so they let him in. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dr. John has an accident with a woman named Rosemary, after which Rose meets the doctor. Jwar decides to take live coverage all the way to her house. During the journey, Dr. John Rose tells Mary that her husband died just a little while ago, but he wasn't a good person. He was a thief and had been lying to her since childhood. As Rose and Mary start sharing their life stories, Mary learns that after taking Ruby from her husband, Dr. John killed several people. That's why he's been locked up in a mental asylum building until now. Dr. John tells Rose and Mary, all the defense stuff was done, but now every day I start feeling scared of Dr. John. On the way, in the city, I meet a prisoner named Nada, who, while apologizing for her ideal assignment, says, I love you. In response, Sand says, I love you too, but I still haven't been able to forgive you. Hearing this, Nada starts crying, and he leaves her there alone and moves ahead. Han asks about the segment, and Sandman explains that it was 10,000 years ago. At first, Nada and I loved each other, but later Nada became selfish and betrayed me. After that, our relationship ended. Then, in the city, I met Lucifer. On the side, Lucifer tells me that NAR's helmet is with some demons. So Lucifer gathers all of NAR's demons. Then, with Potley's help, I find out who has the helmet. It's a woman who took it, and in return, I gave her a Raksha Bandhan gift. If you want that helmet from me, then you'll have to face me in a fight, and if you lose, you'll be my slave forever. According to the rules of hell, I could have chosen anyone for this fight. That's why the thieves who are backing Lucifer get ready for this challenge too, and they're only looking out for themselves. Meanwhile, Roz stops at a gas station every day and then heads to a nearby grocery store to pick up some stuff as an excuse. Dr. John follows her there, and Roz signals the shopkeeper to call the police. She says she calls the police, but when Dr. John finds out about it, he starts forcing Rosemary to come with him to the shop. Dr. John does something, but since he's from Germany, a bullet hits the shop, killing him. After that, Dr. John takes Rosemary out of the shop and tells her to hurry to his house. Meanwhile, in hell, a battle breaks out between Lucifer and Sandman, and they start naming things that outdo each other. So first, Lucifer turns into a wolf, but a hunter in the city beats him. Next time, Lucifer becomes a venomous snake, and Sandman takes the form of a stick to defeat him. Then finally, Lucifer becomes death, causing the city to slowly start dying. But now, Assignment faces death with hope to live. In the end, Lucifer loses and the city wins this battle, and Assignment gets his helmet back. After that, Assignment tells him, "Well, you got your helmet back, but I'm not going to let you get away from here because right now you don't have your full powers." On the user side, he boldly claims that he's the king of dreams, and if he wants, he can use his powers to get out of there and tell 12% that Lucifer will definitely take revenge on me for this fight one day. He puts on his helmet, which makes his ruby shine bravely, and then he sets off for New York City to get his ruby. You're not on his side, and at Dr. John's house, Sandwich gets his ruby. But this time, something felt off about Ruby, and as soon as he held Ruby in his hand from the side, he got a sudden strong shock that knocked him out right there. After a while, Dr. John took Ruby from there, but when he came outside, despite being worried, you were also standing outside the house to help him. Now, whenever Rose asks me why I keep breathing, Rose says, "I just want to keep him alive." Hearing this, Dr. John happily gives his protective gem, the Rose Gem, to her. Episode 4. He was lying unconscious at home and I was there with him. While trying to bring him back to his senses, the doctors arrive at a restaurant where they meet Battery. Battery talks with Dr. John quite well, and Dr. John shares with Battery that he's really happy today because he got his ruby back, which he plans to use to change the whole world. He says that after this, people everywhere will only tell the truth to each other. Then, using the ruby, Dr. John starts manipulating everyone in the world and all the people present in the restaurant, which causes people start telling each other things about their lives that they never wanted to share with anyone. And because of this, everyone's dark secrets get exposed. Some people get so angry at each other that they end up trying to kill one another, while some others even commit suicide. You see on the news that people all over the world are killing each other, and there's chaos and terror everywhere. Just then, Sandman arrives at the restaurant and asks Dr. John for his ruby because he was misusing it. But Dr. John says, "I'm using this ruby exactly right." But Sand wasn't ready to listen at all. So, Sandman takes Dr. John into his dream world and starts showing him scary nightmares. However, Dr. John pulls himself together and traps Sandman inside the ruby. Then, to kill me, Dr. John breaks the ruby. But as soon as he does that, Sandman is set free and the ruby's power merges into Sandman. Now, Dr. John has no power left because of the ruby's effect. Because he was reducing all this, the assignment forgives Dr. John and sends him back to the returning world. So, he goes back to his own world. Then we see Side, who had been watching quietly from the sidelines, and with him this episode ends. Now, at the start of the episode, we see Sandman sitting sadly in a park, and after a while, his sister Death comes to meet him. Side tells him that he has now regained all his powers, but still isn't happy and feels empty inside. Well, when I was cared for, I thought that once I was free, I'd take revenge on everyone. But I haven't been able to do that yet. Then someone on the dark side, understanding a bit, said that the reason you're upset is because you want to make your world like it used to be. You talk about it and your company leaves and you go around the city with them. You see, after people die, you go to pick them up during the day, old people, young people, even kids. The ones who cared for me actually wanted to do that for you, but because of some confusion, I ended up going there. Meanwhile, we notice that Death and Sandman actually work really well together. Before leaving, Sandman says that living a joyful life is really tough. People hate me because I take away the ones they love, that's my job. And just like that, a joyful life is created for each to fulfill their own role, after which Anand leaves. After that, maybe I start heading towards a palace, where something shifts in 130,079 after 3 years. From here, while sitting and drinking, they suddenly see a guy named Don talking to his friends, saying, "I never want to admit it, and because of my confidence, I'll never hit anyone. Hearing this, Sandman and Deadling grant them immortality because they want to see how long Don can stay happy with his life. They believe that one day Don will get so frustrated with his life that he'll beg God for death. Meanwhile, he says again that from now on, they'll meet here every year. Let's talk about your life. Shifting 100 years ahead to the year 1479. After 100 years, Side and Gailing meet again in the same city where Andaman watches. Gailing is very happy with his life. Then, in 1579, when Side meets Gailing again, he sees that Gailing has become a wealthy merchant and is very happy with his life. From this, it seems Gailing is a human and deeply attached to his life. They meet each other many times here, and then another 100 years pass. Then they decide to meet each other right there. In the year 1679, when they both meet at the same tavern, Sandman notices that Gailini has become a very wealthy man. Gailini has even gotten married, and his wife is pregnant. While they're talking about these things, a man sitting nearby is sketching a picture of the two. The next time they meet, in 1779, they realize that their ancestor goes there with his men and attacks Gailini. And now, that assignment makes him their ally too, who says like he made Gatlin immortal, but on the side, there's a gamble where the ancestor takes control, after which he leaves, making it clear that the guy on the side is no ordinary person and wasn't assigned to make him immortal. In the year 1879, when they meet again, Gatlin tells him that he doesn't meet every 100 years just to learn about his life, but because he's his friend. Hearing this, I might get angry, and then he tells Gatlin that he doesn't need anyone. You don't need a friend who just leaves as soon as things get tough. Instead, I'd say everyone needs a friend at some point. That's why even after 100 years, I'd still be waiting for you. Years go by, but Sandman doesn't come to meet Guideline all that time. And now, after all these years, he finally goes to where Guideline was still waiting. They're both really happy to see each other, and Guideline even considers him a true friend. In the next scene, we see Desire talking to someone about the city. They've got all their powers back now, but it messed up our plan. The episodes end right with the GC suspense. At the start of episode 7, you see Rose on the side reading a book, and in the next scene, we see Rose whose parents are divorced. She's moving to New Jersey with her mom's new husband, while her brother Jad stays in Florida with their dad. Because of this, Rose gets separated from her little brother Jad. Meanwhile, Desire saves his despair in the human world. There's a vortex of dreams that was found, which could be used to destroy the dream world. But no one can actually destroy the dream world because the most powerful person in the city hates Design. And because of Desire, he ended up locked away in the roadside jail, which was all part of Desire's plan since he wanted to wipe out the dream world. But after being freed, his plan fell apart. Still, with the help of his own vortex, he could destroy the dream world. From the next scene, we learn that Rose's man has died. Roz, who talks to her daily while having her daily leader, recently lost her husband too. She's always looking for her brother Jad because after their dad passed away, her family adopted him, but Roz didn't know where they were living. To find him, Roz even hires a private detective, but she can't afford the fees. She really needs money right now. Then one day, Lita tells Roz that she wants to meet and interview a wise old woman living in England. The woman wants $250 from Rose every day in return. Rose really needed the money right now, so she agrees to meet the wise woman. Meanwhile, while exploring the magical life in the dream world, you finds out that Corinne, along with 2 others, escaped into the magical night of gold and green dreams. At the same time, Luckoil discovers that a human has become a vortex of dreams in this world, and that vortex is actually Rose. You've been using me since then. When she talks about this, I tell her that because of the whirlpool of dreams, the entire dream world could get ruined. I tell her to keep an eye on the syllabus. Meanwhile, in England, after going with Rose and Lita, he meets the same wise woman. That's when we find out that this wise woman is actually Unity, the same girl who had always been suffering from a condition that made her sleep all the time. Since I was imprisoned, Unity or Rose tells me that for many years she had fallen into a deep sleep and started living in the dream world, where she had fallen in love with a boy. So, I found out I was pregnant and then I gave birth to a girl who was your grandma, but later some family adopted her. So, that makes me your great-grandma. On the other hand, a group of serious guys were sitting in a restaurant talking about their event, and it was clear they were big fans who wanted the Korean guy to come to their event. So, they ended up killing the waiter there and gouging out his eyes, just like Koreans are said to do when they kill people. Actually, all this was Koreans try to get attention, and the barcode news is out. This time, the location is also found. Over there, Sridevi comes to Roz and warns her, saying, "You're full of dreams, so Koreans are a threat to you." After saying this, Trivedi disappears from there. Dee says, "I want to meet someone like you." So Unity gives Roz some money and asks her to find Jad. Roz agrees and sets off. Then Roz takes Dad and goes to Florida City to look for Jad. Once there, they head to the adoption department. The lady officer questions Rose about Jad, and Rose tells her that after her father passed away, Jad was adopted by a family who was a friend of her dad's. Since then, Jad has been living with them, and in return, they receive government money every month for his care. But the lady officer and Rose both refuse to share Jad's address because Rose is still very young and can't take care of Jad alone at her age. Later that night, when Rose is at a party, some thugs attack the roast. Every day, Roz starts fighting those goons. Then there's this old man named Gilbert who helps out regularly. Now, when I tell Lucian all this, that Roz is searching for her brother Jad down in Florida through the dream diary, he finds out that the dream world and the real world are connected again. Meanwhile, the same group from the Colors serial is sitting in a restaurant, and just then, Korean shows up to meet them. Seeing Coriander, they all invite him to their upcoming event, but he has one condition. He wants to. At the event, he brings a guest along. Meanwhile, Rose keeps dreaming about this place and ends up at the palace, where Lucy is confronting Jad about something. Hearing all this, Rose starts asking Lucent about her brother Jad. Then, in the next scene, we see Jad running away from his father's friend, but the friends got him on the way, grabs him and takes him with him. When asked where he is right now, Jad answers that he's currently in the world of dreams. And that's the power of dreams, which lets him go anywhere in the dream world. I tell Rose that it'll help her in the real world too. Meanwhile, Gold has got Jad under his control like a knight. In the next scene, we see God in Jada's dream, appearing as his man, showing him a dream where he's a superhero saving people. On the other hand, when Rose comes back to the real world, she sees Methy sitting on her window. Meanwhile, Rose's daily routine, when she does, in her dreams she meets her deceased husband, and in that dream world, they live together. Whether he takes her or not, every day Jane sets out with his Florida landlord to find the missing Oliver and post updates about him. Meanwhile, Blue Scene tells Sandman that on the day he was captured, many people fell into a deep sleep due to sleeping sickness. Out of all those people, only one girl survived. Her name is Unity. That's the day you became free. That very day, Unity woke up from her sleep, and along with Ilu, Sandman also tells her that Unity is the grandmother of Rose and Jet. In the next scene, we see a Korean guy who arrives in Florida looking for Rose. There, Rose is giving milk to Matthew in a course, and he gets scared and starts running away. A train engine crashes into Rose's landlord's house, and from him, he finds out that Rose is searching for her brother Jad. Meanwhile, the Korean goes to the market and confronts 3 lady officers, kills them and gouges out their eyes. Then Rocky finds out his home address from the root file. Meanwhile, Roz starts searching for Jad in her own world. That's when she meets Sandman, and both of them go to the dream world. Roz and Jackie reach the old house, and after a while, Jeth also comes there. In the dream, Juice is like a superhero, and Gold is with him as a man. Seeing this, I probably reveal Gold's true identity in front of everyone, which Roz recognizes. She tells Roz that he is a friend of her father in Newland City. Jad lives with him, but his dream ends just like that. Now, Roz starts writing her name on Jane every day and shouting. Jad's father's friend, who's close to Jad, takes off his belt to beat Jad. Just then, a Korean guy comes to their house and rings the doorbell. When Jad's father's friend opens the door, the guy comes in and ends up killing him on the spot. Then, the guy goes outside to where Jad is hiding in the basement and tells him that he sent his sister Roz to him, which makes Jad really happy. After that, the guy takes Jad with him. Meanwhile, on the other side, in the story, it said that Jad's family used to torture him a lot, so he would come to me in my dreams, and I'd try to make him happy. Actually, at night, most people have scary dreams, but Gold wasn't doing his job properly and trapped him in the dream world. In the last scene of the episode, we see Lita, pregnant in her dream, but when she wakes up, she's actually pregnant. After that, Rose looks for Jad in Newlands and ends up reaching his house. But when he comes here, he finds out that the family who had taken Jad in had been murdered by someone, and Jad has gone missing from the house. The episode ends with this intense suspense. In the beginning of episode 9, Letter Roz tells Lita about her pregnancy and says that she is responsible for all of this because she is full of dreams, and because of her, people's dreams have started to come true. Now, the wall between dreams and the real world is breaking down. I listen to all this and then go to tell Lucen about it. But she wants to tell because in the city, she was warned not to interfere in the world of her dreams. Even though it's been so many years, when she was imprisoned, Lucy wasn't managing the dream world. She keeps calling Rose every day from the Royal Empire Hotel to tell her that Jad has her, and then she invites these 3 Roses to meet Jad at the Royal Empire Hotel. Jad takes them inside the hotel, where a color serial event is happening tonight. In the next scene, we see Gilbert going to meet Rose, where Rose tells Gilbert everything about Jad. The brave ones set off to the Royal Empire Hotel, while on the other hand, Leader is lost in a dream world with her husband when suddenly an earthquake starts. As soon as Maine finds out about the earthquake, he asks Yujing about it, and she tells Lucino that the earthquake is happening because of the emotions in the dream world every day. If it's not stopped, the dream world will be destroyed. Meanwhile, the ceremony at the hotel begins. Jad tells Sire to stay in his room, and he himself goes to the ceremony. He starts following and quietly watches the ceremony. Way to the Royal Empire Hotel, Roz feels sleepy and drifts into a dream world where she meets Lita. Here, Lita tells Roz that she's already several months pregnant, even though in the real world Roz's pregnancy is only a few hours old. Roz is really happy in her dream world, but then a man appears who tells Lita that her husband is actually dead now. He warns that if they both stay in this dream world much longer, something bad will happen soon. You both are going to die, and then this dream world will be destroyed too. That's why you need to go back to the real world now, and your husband needs to go to the spirit world. With that, Kanta sends Lita's husband away from there, and tells Lita that your child was born in the dream world, so you don't really have any rights over him. That's why he can take him away from you anytime. After saying this, Kanta wakes Lita up from her sleep. Lita gets really angry because the letter had separated her from her husband, and now she's also cut off from her friends and family. After being threatened to leave, you snap out of your dream world. A little later, you reach the hotel and start looking for the jail. Then you call a cab and head straight to the event, where Gilbert overhears some talks about certain serial killers. He finds out that these people used to murder ordinary folks because they believed God told them to do it. After that, when you see Dilbar, you get scared and run away from there. At some point, while these serial killers are killing an ordinary person in the hotel, you spot them leaving and, terrified, you run away again. Showless, he starts running away. He used to love little kids a lot, so to protect Jad, he hides him in his room. Lucian is also an important part of the dream world, and he apologizes to Sean for what happened. Just then, they see Gilbert there, and we find out that Gilbert is actually the Fiddler Green who escaped from the dream world. Gilbert tells Sandman that for all these years, the Coriari have been manipulating some people in the real world and turning them into serial killers. Korean Tane has found Rose, who is about to misuse him. Meanwhile, at the hotel, as soon as we see Rose, Jad looks for her there. But the hotel receptionist thinks Rose could harm Jad. So when Rose tries to escape with Jad, the receptionist chases after her to catch her. On the way, he runs into an Oriental guy who kills the receptionist. That's where episode 19 ends. At the start of the last 10 episodes of the series, Koreans and Rue tell her that someone in the city wants to kill her. You're like a whirlwind of dreams. He also says that you need to break down the wall between the world of dreams and the real world. Now, Roz knew that Koreans were a bad dream, but he trusted the Korean most among the assignments. So, ignoring the Koreans, he decided to stay at the hotel. Later, at the final ceremony, he starts giving his speech when suddenly a shows up and starts attacking Coriantran. But when the Orient assignment fights back with a knife, someone nearby named Search gets injured. This happens because Roz was breaking down the walls between dreams and the real world one by one, which weakened that side. Sand comes to Roz and tries to stop her from doing this because connecting dreams to the real world could get a lot of people killed. Now Roz understands what it means when people talk about decay, so she starts rebuilding the wall between dreams and reality again, making it as strong as it was before so it can be easily destroyed. After this, she makes everyone at the chairman's ceremony realize that they have all become like masters. Because they killed many innocent people, even the people at the ceremony realized this and left. Once outside, some of them surrendered to the police, while a few ended up committing suicide. The news about Jad spread from there. When Raj met Lita outside, she found out that Lita's delivery was about to happen soon. Raj knew that if she went to sleep like that, Jad would finish her off in her dreams. So, she called Unity and told her to take care of Jad. Unity, now, B goes to take care of Jad and then visits Lita in the hospital to tell her about it. After that, Lita tells Leader that to save yourself, you have to get rid of Sandman. From then on, she falls asleep every day and starts making everyone's dreams come true to weaken them. But doing this causes a terrible storm to break out there. Music. If you want to save your friend and Jackie's life, you'll have to risk your own. Meanwhile, Unity, while wandering through the dream world, ends up in Lucan's library. Where Lucy saves immunity, there's every kind of book here. After that, Unity keeps her book in this library and starts reading the book of her life. On the side, when Rose is about to finish, Gilbert comes in and tells her he wants to give his life in return. But maybe he realizes that to save the world, we can't kill someone else in exchange. Gilbert understands this and now reveals his true form in front of Rose, saying that after dying, in dreams, I'll stay with you in this world, even when the thought of dying comes every day. But then Unity and Lucine show up. Here, Unity assignment says that actually, I'm the vortex of dreams. But when you were taken care of, I didn't surround you, I left. Because of that, my power went to him, and he became the vortex of dreams. After that, Unity Road takes his powers, turning into a Unity app vortex of dreams, and returns to the real world. Then ABS starts to destroy Unity. Before you die, Unity Sandman, She says that when I was in deep sleep, I met a boy with golden eyes in the dream world, who later got me pregnant. Now, from this, it's clear she's talking about Desire, his brother. Meanwhile, in the real world, she sees every day that Lita has given birth to a child, and both of them are really happy about it. On the other hand, Assignment goes to meet Design and warns him not to get in his way again. After that, Sandman returns to his world and starts giving the dream world a new look. And as per Gon's wish, he makes him his own in a good way and gives Lucy the responsibility to take care of the world of dreams on the side because now he won't be busy making dreams for many years. He's happy with his child and writes a book about himself every day, in which he also writes about the whirlpool of dreams. In the last scene of the U series, we see Lucifer preparing with his team to attack both the dream world and the real world to take revenge on Andaman. The first season ends here with a big suspense. Now, if you want, I really like the series, and if you want me to explain the next part, just let me know in the comments. See you in the next entertaining video. Thanks for watching, friends. Hope you liked my explanation. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support me. Catch you in the next explanation video. Thanks again.